Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB the Sexy Ninja here for Cplus Studios and a Paper Saber universe. Let's talk SmackDown, shall we? R.I.P. Jerry Jarrett again on the starting of the show. Nice that he got love on AEW this week and WWE. We're in Montreal the night before Elimination Chamber. This is the go-home show for the pay-per-view. We got Barrett and Cole on commentary. We started off with Shotzi and Natalya versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And Ronda and Shayna for the win, but this was a damn good tag team match. I was reading somewhere that this is what Ronda wants to do. She wants to she wants to take on the tag team division. And I think the women's tag team division needs a reboot of sorts. And who to do it better? Ronda Rousey and Shayna going after those titles, taking on Damage Control, and bringing some prestige to those titles, because the women's tag team titles, it's just, it's a good idea. It's a great idea, but the women's tag team division itself, they've had some here and there, especially in NXT, but there was really no tag teams in the women's division. They just kind of paired up with whoever. Yeah, Damage Control is a thing, but look how long it took them to get there, And they're like, let's just pair up this person with this person, and here's the tag titles. Here you go. Thank you. We won't do anything else with it. So I think a hard set reboot with Ronda and Shayna, that's a tag team. That's a tag team that I can see on paper taking those titles and making them relevant in the company, because they need to be relevant. And I'm all for it. This was a good match, though. Shotzi and Natalya versus Ronda and Shayna. Great teamwork on both ends. I had a lot of fun. And this is all building up to Sami. The homecoming for Sami. So we had a package for Roman and Sami, part one. Everything we saw. We skipped to Hit Row concert. Don't really care. It's kind of stupid. But Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy interrupt. And I'm very intrigued by this, because the WrestleMania challenge is what this was labeled as. Who else? And Bray just says, between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, between their match, whoever wins better run, So I'm like, Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt, or Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. I wonder what that would look like, and I wonder if we're going to get Uncle Howdy to finally unmask. Who is Uncle Howdy? I just got to believe who I got to believe it is. So, and I found that interesting. Bobby or Brock? Interesting. Okay? McIntyre and Sheamus hyping each other up for their big tag team match against the Viking Raiders, a Madcap promo. I really like Madcap Moss. He's with Emma. But we get to Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus for the win, but goddamn, they went to war. It was bangers. Banger after banger after banger. I had a lot of fun with this match. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are just a fun pair. I think they're better. I think they're better together. And they also are great when they fight each other. When they're enemies and they're frenemies. They're that relationship I really like. The Viking Raiders, I was like, okay, they lost after this build again. I don't know where you go from there. I don't see them in any form or fashion getting a tag team title match. And I think we're not really focusing on the tag team titles match, because of some theories I have. But let's just get through the shows first before I speak on those. Sami and Roman Part 2 package, what it all led to up to Royal Rumble and Jay. Then Sami saying, I'm coming for those titles, blah, 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 blah. It's good to look back, especially these two packages. It's like damn, it's been this long story being told. And we're going to see if it pays off tonight. Rey Mysterio's backstage and Cross interrupts. I still don't know what's going on with this. I was like, can we start building to Dominique versus Rey at WrestleMania? But here's Cross again in his face, like tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. It's like, I get it. Clocks. Liv Morgan versus Asuka. Asuka for the win. Come on. This was a good match, but Carmella was on commentary. She's not that great on commentary, but of course, once again, just because the Elimination Chamber is hanging above us, they did this on Raw. Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross was out there, Natalia's out there with Carmella on commentary, all these women to have this big spot with everyone fighting each other. And I in my predictions, I think I know where this is going to go. We had the Gunther interview. And, the mat is sacred to him. Yeah, he's on an interview this week with Corey Graves on his podcast. I can't wait to listen to that. But here's the Intercontinental Championship match. Madcap Moss versus Gunther. Gunther! Oh, Gunther! Gunther for the win. Madcap, though, he held his own. He's come a long way from the suspenders all the way to who he is now. I think he still has a ways to go, but Gunther is 252, well, as of now, 253 days as IC champion, and I'm wondering who's going to step up to the plate for Gunther at WrestleMania. Now, to the meats and potatoes of the show. Sami Zayn's homecoming. Not much was said, but enough was said. He went back to his old music, and I grinned like the Cheshire cat ear to ear with a little tear coming down my cheek. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Dun, dun, dun. And I was like, oh. Then the Ole chants. Ole, 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 ole. And Sami, oh, my gosh, Oscar-worthy. Just soaking it in and letting that crowd just, and some good chants. They had to block it out on the TV, the fuck you Roman chants. Fuck you Roman, bum, 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 bum. And Sami speaking in his native tongue when he's doing that, and he's saying Roman's going to go down, and it's Roman versus me in this city tomorrow night. And like I said, Sami for the Oscar on this one, just because he was soaking it in, man. That crowd was giving him everything, and I feel for Sami, and this was a damn good show. A good show to go. I give it a solid 5 out of 5. To build to this pay-per-view. Then after we get through this pay-per-view, we're going right to WrestleMania in Hollywood. Just, a month or so away. But this show had the feels, especially in the end with Sami. And that crowd, man. I like the fact they're like, fuck you, Roman. If you watch a great video, there's a video of Pat McAfee at the Royal Rumble when they're like, fuck you, Roman. He was like, oh. Everyone else was like, oh. So, great show. I really enjoyed it. Some great matches, and it all built up to Sami Zayn's homecoming. Now, Elimination Chamber, picks and predictions. Where do we go here from storytelling? The pay-per-view tonight. I'm gonna break it down as best I can. So let's just start with the women's Elimination Chamber match, and whoever wins faces Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. I think Asuka's going to get the win. It's either Asuka and my backup is Raquel Rodriguez, but I'm leaning a little bit more toward Asuka, because I want Asuka to have that big WrestleMania moment, especially with her new look. She's got a new look, she's got new music, she's refreshing up, and she's more dangerous than ever. So, it's not the typical, you're not ready for Asuka, it's different, And I really think out of everybody in this match, Cross, Natalya, Carmella, I think there's going to be some great spots. Morgan, Liv's going to do something crazy and extreme. Raquel Rodriguez is going to be strong in spots, but I think Asuka's just going to take it. I just feel it's going to be Asuka versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Just a feeling. With the men's Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship, my pick is Bronson Reed, but the backup is Austin Theory retaining. So, or the backup to that is Johnny Gargano. That's how my list goes in this match, because I'm looking at all the potential. Seth is going to face Logan Paul. That's a given right there. We're already planted the seeds at Royal Rumble. We already planted the seeds between him and Miz on Miz TV. It's going to be Seth versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Like, I don't see Seth walking away with this. But we're going to get some crazy shit in this match, I know. You know, both chamber matches, we're going to get some crazy shit, because I'm like, Bronson Reed's going to do that tsunami off one of the pods. That's going to be insane, breaking the ring and shit. Montez Ford and his crazy, like, acrobats and stuff, he's going to do some craziness. You know, and Damian Priest being Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. Like, this is a good chamber. Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Montez Ford, top tier talents, and making that United States Championship very important. But like I said, this match itself, I'm looking at all the names. I think Bronson Reed for the win. My backup is Austin Theory retaining, or my third to that is Johnny Gargano, but overall pick Bronson Reed. He didn't get a great pop when he came back, but I know that's Triple H's boy, and I already feel that that's where we're going to go. Get him some gold in the main roster, and then set up a feud between him and Austin Theory. But that's how it goes. And Johnny Gargano, after I say it out loud, I think that's more of a possibility. But I'm going with Bronson Reed. I'm going with Bronson Reed on this one. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. Finn and Rhea Ripley's going to win this. Sorry. We can't kill the momentum for Rhea Ripley. Like, she's going to WrestleMania to face Charlotte for the Women's SmackDown Championship. And this story has just been played out over and over again. Like, what's going to happen tonight? They're going to beat down Edge and Beth, and then we're not going to see them for a while. That Beth and Edge are going to come back out of nowhere, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they're back. The Grit couple, you know. I'm done. I'm done. Let's put the nail in the coffin on this one. Like, you know, because Edge disappears for a little bit, comes back, disappears for a little bit, comes back. You know, I think here, and I know in good WWE fashion, we're going to carry this, because you got to have Edge on the WrestleMania card. Somehow, some way. Edge has to be on the WrestleMania card. It's inevitable. Maybe we get a rematch, and, you know, we shall see. But I'm picking Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley, because we can't kill Rhea's rise to the top. And that's what I feel is going to happen in WrestleMania. Now, this match, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I'm leaning more towards Bobby, because I would love to see Bobby versus Bray Wyatt. Two different entities. The Almighty versus the Fiend. You know, that's just a monster headline movie. You know, like in Rocky. You know, the Italian Stallion. You know, versus Apollo. You know, Creed, sorry. You know, that's a damn monster movie. The Fiend versus the Almighty at WrestleMania, but the Beast versus the Fiend at WrestleMania. Two monster-sized Godzilla versus Kong. You know, this is that type of match. But I'm leaning more towards Bobby for the win on this, because Bobby's been looking strong. Bobby's been being smart about how he's been outplaying Brock Lesnar, and I want to see Bobby go against Bray Wyatt. But also, too, where does that leave Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania? Brock has to be on that card in some shape or form. So, you know, with this stop in the road to WrestleMania, I'm glad there's not another pay-per-view. After this is done, and the Raw and SmackDown after, we can start setting the course of who's facing who. And Bobby for the win, I'm saying. Then what do we do with Brock? Edge versus Brock. There we go. I already booked it. There you go, folks. You're welcome, Triple H. You're welcome. The big match. This match. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. I can only imagine the energy that crowd is going to give between Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. It's going to be electric, man. And what I saw on this SmackDown, when I'm picking Roman, I know. I'm just picking Roman because when I thought it was for the Universal Championship, I'm like, oh, Sami Zayn all day. Sami Zayn's got this. He's gonna take that title. But then when they kind of just cemented it, it's for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I was like, oh, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna take that away from Cody. And the only way I can see this going is Roman's going to win. He's going to start beating down Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens is going to come out for the save. Or Jay is going to do something, to prove his loyalty to Roman. Something's going to happen with Jay. Something's going to happen with Kevin Owens coming out. And I think the bigger picture here is what we're going to do is we're going to still have Roman versus Cody for the undisputed WWE Universal Championships. And then we're going to get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for their undisputed tag team championships. And then that night we'll see the Bloodline officially dethroned from the top. And Cody's going to go. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going to go. Big WrestleMania moments. As much as I want Sami to, logically, I just don't see them pulling that trigger. Like, I was backing up Kevin Owens. I was screaming Kevin Owens is the one to dethrone Roman. Royal Rumble, I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the big payoff. We're going to see blah, 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 blah. And no. But still great storytelling upon itself. And if Cody goes for the win and takes both those titles, an even bigger story in the long process of this. The roads to WrestleMania, So I'm picking Roman Reigns. I don't want to pick Roman Reigns, even though he is my tribal chief. I acknowledge the tribal chief, but I love Sami Zayn with all my heart. And seeing that what happened last night with his homecoming and that crowd and everything to the chants, it's going to be emotional, and they're probably going to edit it out again. Probably a big fuck you Roman chants is going to happen tonight once Roman beats Sami, but Kevin Owens is going to go for the win, or Jay's going to be for the save. And now that, and this is what I love about current WWE now is, but you don't know. So, and also, too, it's the big, when will they pull that trigger for Roman to finally step down as the champion? Where do we go from there? Because I don't see Roman versus Jay, because I saw people say, oh, he's going to lose the title to Sami. We're going to get Sami versus Cody Rhodes, and then we're going to get Roman versus Jay. I'm like, no, that's more of a SummerSlam match. The build is the Cody and Roman, and Sami Zayn's going to give everything he has in this match, and that crowd's going to lose it. It's going to be emotional. But Kevin's going to pick him up, dust him off, and then they're going to go after those tag team titles. That's just my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. Tell me what you think of my picks. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do I know? Drop those comments below, because we're wrestling fans. God damn it. This is what we do. This is what we fucking do. And we sit on the couch and we watch and enjoy these things. I cannot wait for Elimination Chamber tonight. It's going to be a big, big, big night. And for storytelling, for the WrestleMania build, we're on the path. So tell me what you think. Drop those comments below. Then after that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, then share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life. Brother.
Tomorrow night, it's not just Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. Tomorrow night, it's Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn and the entire city of Montreal.